Transformational Tuesday within Lifestyle by Laptop. My name is Martin Ball, and I'm just checking all of my settings whilst my dog decides to rip all the wires up. So our focus every Tuesday is to bring you a topic in particular around helping you move forward. So we get people reaching out to us on a daily basis who have got challenges in their life and asking for our own personal view, our own input on how they can move forward to experience a better life, to break through any barriers that are going on in their lives. Hey, Bella, great to have you on. Thank you for your feedback on hearing me all loud and clear. My beautiful English accent that's like an angel humming across the ocean breeze. Hey, Shelley. Hey, Rach, great to have you on. Now, the focus and the topic that we're going to cover today is knowledge holding you back? Is it truly holding you back from moving forward? And the power of this has been a big one where people have actually been saying around that they need to learn more, they need to know more before they can action stuff. And this is rife. And really it starts from a young age. It starts from an age when we're at school in the belief that we've got to get all this level of education before we can actually move forward. And I'm a great believer that, school's important from an angle of teaching us respect, teaching us an attitude to actually be present somewhere and just move forward in that sense as in communication. Whether you believe in the educational system as in what's covered and how important it is, for really what we gain from there in that time, and this is no disrespect to teachers in any way, but what we get from there in many cases, we don't tend to use later on. There's a lot of other areas that we could actually, I believe, put our attention into to help us expand. And that is definitely around communication, relationships, learning around, money and certain different areas that are important as we leave school and we grow and we get into the real world, so to speak, and all of a sudden things change and people find it hard. So a lot of more barriers are then created. So is knowledge really holding you back? There's quite a few different things around this. And as I've touched on the school one, I'll continue on this one because I was interested. I saw a post today from a friend of mine that was talking around business coaches and people being a business coach who haven't owned a business. And that makes sense, 100% sense to me because in a way, how can you go and teach something when you've had no understanding of it? But at the same time, the whole focus was around success in business. How can you go and preach something if you've not been successful in it? Now, I know some tremendous business coaches that have had multiple businesses. Unfortunately, they haven't all worked out. Does that mean that they don't know business? I wouldn't say that that's the truth. I'd say that they actually do know business. Unfortunately, it just maybe wasn't the right time. How many businesses during the GFC actually crashed and they were perfectly good businesses? So is that to say that the people who were in charge didn't know what they were doing? No, there were so many external environmental and factors that played a big issue there that affected their whole business. And we learn from that. We learn and grow because some of the most wealthiest people don't have an education from school, don't have any further education in university and college. What they did have was a belief in themselves and took massive action and learned as they went. And there's two areas. One is education and one is experience. And I know with it, when I used to work in the building trade years ago, I never used any of my trade certificates that I got from college to get on any of the sites that I did, to get any of the jobs that I did. I never had to show any of them. The only time that I needed them was when I was emigrating to Australia. But I never used them, and I always got jobs and a lot of money doing, building game. And I ran a building business. I had people who was contracting to me. I was doing tenders. Now I had no business education. I had no certificate in business. I had no background in it. I just naturally progressed into it. Nobody helped me. Nobody taught me. I just fell into it and grew from there. Now, was I successful? Well, I was earning a lot of money back in the UK, and then it grew, and I've had multiple businesses here that have been decent six-figure incomes. So to say that people need a certificate, and unfortunately some people do, and then they walk around going, well, I've got a certificate so I can do this. You haven't got a certificate. What are your qualifications? that's where we get caught up. Because remembering as well that a certain qualification is only based on somebody else's belief that we need to know that information. However, there's different areas we can come from. And unfortunately, many people do seek knowledge, do seek this information, and it holds them back. If this is resonating with you in any way, if you ever strive forward to get a certificate that says you're skilled in an area, and this isn't knocking anybody, because I've done it. Obviously, I got my carpentry qualification. I got my personal training qualification. And it's not in any way to knock anybody, but the points that I'm making right now are going to be relevant to when we get towards the end, because I'm going to tie everything in together that I want to cover in this 30 minutes that we've got together here. So if it's resonating with you, comment certificate or study, whichever one resonates with you the most, comment that to help me understand that this is resonating, that you've gone out there, you've taken action on wanting to get a qualification to help you move forward on your journey. Because I know that pretty much everybody's already gone and done that. Hey, Adam, great to have you on. Thanks, Beth, straight away in there. Study, fantastic. And remember, guys, I'm not picking on anybody. That's not my attitude towards this. It's just to highlight really where I'm going to be coming, because what ends up happening from there is that we tend to get a lot of people who end up going on a journey of paralysis by analysis. So they literally get stuck because what they're focusing on doing is getting in all this information and never actually moving forward, because they feel that they don't know enough, or they get all this information and they don't know how to process it and deliver it in a way that will help them move forward. So what we tend to do is just get paralyzed and get stuck, completely stuck. And what really happens then is that barriers get created. We build these own barriers, and what we feel is that we've got to continue going and getting more education, more and more information into our mind, and we get caught in this system. And we see this a lot in personal development companies, where they'll sell a package and you'll go through the process, and then there'll be another package to buy. They've literally drip feeded you along the journey and then said, right, okay, now you need this package, which is going to help you on this bit. So then you go through there. But the thing that happens is around this, especially from a coaching perspective, is that there'll be like it might be as in a way to helping you become a coach, in fact, that it'll be $500 to buy into it. Then the next course is $2,000. Then it's $10,000. Then it's $20,000. And I know many people in the space that have been working on personal growth and maybe even looking to become coaches that have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on their own personal growth. Now, this isn't a waste of money in any means. No shape or form is this a waste of money, personal growth. However, being consciously aware of, am I in a system that's keeping me there, so I'm not actually ever taking action? All I'm ever doing is staying on this hamster wheel of personal growth that's not helping me move forward, which in all fairness is paralysis. So if you feel that you've ever gone on this journey where you've actually got all more and more information and been stuck and not actually implementing it, then comment paralysis or paralysis by analysis, or you feel, or you're a seminar junkie. You know, I know so many people who are seminar junkies. They go from one seminar to the next, and there's lots of value there. However, people do tend to get caught up in being there. I've seen so many people on Facebook in particular, on social media, or at seminar after seminar after seminar, are never taking action in what they're learning. So comment on that. Hey, Vanessa, great to have you on. Hey, Shelley, I got over being told no experience, so got my certs to get my experience through prac. Absolutely. The power of experience is far greater. And sometimes, it can be hard to get that experience. I know many people, especially in the mining industry, who had all the qualifications but didn't have any experience, couldn't get on there. And the people that had worked on there were getting on their mines faster. For me, I had experience. I remember going to one site in the UK and the guy saying to me, oh, have you got this skill card? And I was like, no. And he went, oh, well, we don't employ anybody without the skill card. And I said, well, I've just watched you go through those houses there that have been finished by these guys that have got skill cards, and you've gone out with a piece of chalk like this long, and you've come back with it this long, marking down the work that needs changing. So give me a trial on this house here, and I bet you don't even need to mark anything. And he came back after I'd done the work and was like, wow, that's spot on. And I said, well, it just goes to show you that the skill level of the skill card, it's a waste of time. So this is the difference with people who who, if your mental, if your attitude is towards it all, that I need a piece of paper that gives me a certificate, then you will spend the time going and doing the study, which once again, I'm not knocking. However, finding a way in to take action and get experience because it's who you are, it's because it's what you came here to do, because you are passionate about it. People will always give you an opportunity if you are showing that you are truly committed and passionate about it. If you are not, you will never be successful. I guarantee it, because a lot of the people who have gone out there and gone to college, gone to university, that have got the qualifications, in many cases are not happy in the role that they're doing. It's believed that over 70% of people who have got qualifications, who are working a job, are not happy in the role that they're doing. Yet they are fearful of losing that job. But someone who's passionate will always get the attention of a boss, of an owner of a company. You know, Richard Branson is a clear example of what he does. He says, I'm looking for people who are passionate about what they do, who are excited, because anybody who comes into their vicinity, especially on a flight, is going to feel like they're welcomed, is going to feel like they're looked after. So very powerful one to be aware of there, as well as self-teach and research from what I've learned in many courses, TAFE Uni. Every day is a learning day to be, whether I'm online study of my courses, a certified course workshop day, or self-teaching day. I love it all. Absolutely. It literally, let it come in is really important. And it's having a mind that's open to everything and attached to nothing. And like a child's mind's completely open and literally learning all this information. However, remembering to implement. You know, I see people all the time saying, oh, I've read so many books this month, or even this week, I've had 3 books. Okay, what have you implemented from what you've learned? Well, nothing. Well, if it takes 18 times of listening to the same audio before that information sinks in, before you can actually remember it, then do you think really reading one book and then going on to another and another within 1 week is going to make a difference? That information's coming in and it's going straight out in many cases, unless you've got a truly connected mind that's really good at retaining that information, because the only way we really store it is by taking action on it. Because we don't think in words, we think in pictures. So when we hear like the word boat, for instance, we don't think of it as B-O-A-T. We think of a boat, we see a boat. Whatever the last boat we saw, it could be the big cruise ship that came into Fremantle a couple of days ago. It could be the boat that just went past down the Swan River when I was at a friend's yesterday. It could be anything like that, but that's how we think. When I say your fridge, what does your fridge look like? Is it white? Is it metallic? Is it stainless steel? Whatever. You start visualizing your fridge. You don't think of the word F-R-I-D-G-E. You think of your fridge. If I say to you, which way does the door open? You start visualizing which way you open the door. You know, these are the powerful things about it. And when we implement it, when we take action on what we're learning, it retains that information. Really, really powerful around this. So a lot of stuff is legislation as well, able to work in a profession. 100%, Shelley, you know, if in this definitely comes round to the area that you are working in. Definitely, you know, being aware of what you can, what you can't do, and sticking to the laws that are created around that and the rules created around that is most definitely important. And once again, this isn't, as I said earlier on, this isn't about me knocking it in any way. It's just getting to the point of, am I allowing this information to hold me back, that I'm not moving forward? I'm creating these barriers that aren't allowing me to move forward in the direction I want to go. So this is where I said in the beginning, is knowledge holding you back? I've actually got a spelling mistake there. I've got, is knowledge holding you back? It could be holding your back. It could be literally holding on to you so you can't move forward. So, and I encourage you, you know, what have we got here? I love learning it though. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with wanting more information, with wanting to learn more. It's just like I said before, being consciously aware, is it holding you back? Especially if you go into seminar after seminar to seminar and never taking action. So those barriers that front. So if you've ever put barriers around you and have this belief, well, I can't move forward until I've got this, or until I've achieved this. Comment barriers. Be truly honest. If that's where you've ever been. I know for me, I know I needed my personal training certificate to be able to go and work in the mines. However, my skill and my level of knowledge was far greater than what I learned in the personal training thing. And that's why I flew through the course so quickly, because I already had experience. I had already been preaching it for well over 20 years before I went into the fitness industry on a professional level. So my experience was what got me onto the highest paid site on a construction contract, yet I hadn't gone anywhere else. So that was the key thing that got me there, was my understanding, was my experience. And this is why I'm saying it's so important that we implement and we action what we're learning, and we don't just rely on a piece of paper. Because I can guarantee that 9 times out of 10, an employer will turn around and take someone who's got experience over somebody that's just got fresh out of college with a piece of paper. I guarantee it. So what are you waiting for? If you're the kind of person who is putting those barriers up in front of you and actually waiting and waiting and waiting, you know, the question there is, what are you waiting for? What is really ever going to change that's going to allow you to move forward? And if you're truly coming from that angle of, do you know what, I'm going to take massive action here to move forward, to actually go and achieve my goals and dreams, then that's fantastic. However, I see a lot of people who are turning around and going, now's not the right time. Don't know if it's the right time for me to go forward. Oh, I need to know this. I need to really understand this. I might need this qualification to help me go to this level here. And it's like, at what point do you let go of that? Truly, at what point do you let go of that to be able to move forward and take that level of action to help you go? Because when we put those barriers up, when we put those walls in front of ourselves, we really do restrict our true greatness that's already within us, especially if you're aligning with a career, a profession that is truly within you, that resonates with you, that you're really passionate about. Because if you're truly passionate about it, you'd just be taking massive action. If you've got any level of hesitation, then I guarantee there's a wall there, because you are not truly connected with what you came here to do on an internal level that's truly driven by passion. That's so powerful when you're clear on that. So thank you for everybody that's been commenting. This is fantastic. We've got, I have so many pieces of paper I do absolutely nothing with. That's what many of us, I have a journal. One of the things that I'm very big on is having a journal and I write notes in there. If I happen to go to a seminar or personal development thing, or I'm watching a webinar online or a live, I have a journal and I make notes in it, and I make notes for that when I read it, I'm actually reading it as in I'm talking to myself. And it's not actually necessarily for me, it's for the people who get to read this. So for instance, when I pass, you know, my family members, it might be friends, it might be business colleagues, who actually get to read my journal, and all those notes are going to help them grow. So this is a really powerful thing that you can leave behind. I know Jim Rohn always said that about his journals. These journals were not actually for everybody else to read. They were for the people who he had close to him to actually learn and grow. And when we can do that, when we can implement that, that's going to really help us move forward on our journey. So I encourage you around that with regards to the piece of paper. That's fantastic, but aim to put it in a journal so you've got it nice and neat for when that time comes that you pass on. Me too, Beth. White, 2 doors empty. Thanks for sharing your fridge with us, Shelley. White, 2 doors empty. I love that. Read it, learn it, practice it, teach it. Absolutely, Beth. And this is the power of it. Especially one of the best ways that we learn is with storytelling. And how can we share a story if we've not experienced it? And that's the power of it. When we're speaking from a place of experience, we're sharing what we experience from a story angle, and people connect to that. People remember stories. People engage with stories. Hey, Andy, great to have you on, buddy. Bella here says, when I was doing my PT course many years ago, the lecturer ended up saying to me during the nutrition module, Bella, don't answer any questions today, please. Other students need to try and answer them. I'll get you to give the answer and elaborate at the end, or if no answers. No worries, teach. I'm a bit tongue-tied hard all day. I sat for hours a week for months to get my cert to prove I am capable and knowledgeable in my passion and field. And that's it. You know, I know Bella is super passionate around health and nutrition and movement and all angles of health in all fairness. And this shines from her. This oozes out of her. And this is one of the things that you see for Bella. She will go and continue her personal growth around overall health and implement it and teach it onto others. And the power of what Bella does so well is that she implements what she learns. She takes action, and other people see that from the outside and know that she's not just a seminar junkie. She's not just doing all the courses and then not doing anything with it. she's actually learning to teach others, to pass on that knowledge as well, and gives a lot of value on a daily basis. So thank you for that, Bella. I've edited that. Thanks, Beth. I got that talk in my TAFE PT course. Too many people had never been in the gym at all. Your journals are going to be gold. Thank you. I have quite a few qualifications. However, going for jobs, they're wanting at least 2 years experience. So there's a prime example. Rach there, she said she's got the qualifications. You know, she's got them. However, she doesn't have the experience, and that's holding her back. Now, you know, it's a tough dilemma, but at the same time, I said this earlier, if you show initiative, I mean, a great one is Les Brown, where he wanted to be a disc jockey, and he said to his teacher, I want to be a disc jockey, and the teacher said, go to this place and basically ask for a job. And he went there, and the owner said, have you got any experience? And he's like, no. And he said, there's no job for you. And Les Brown went back the next day and was like, I'm here for a job. And he's like, didn't I tell you yesterday there's no job? And he said, well, I didn't know if somebody got fired or got sick. And he's like, nobody got fired, nobody got sick, go away. Went back the next day. Hey, is there a job there? And he was fuming, this guy, and he's like, leave. And then he went back, I believe it was the next day, and the guy said, go and get me a coffee. And he started working, and then he ended up becoming a disc jockey on the radio station. That's somebody who had a drive, who wanted to succeed, and was determined to never take no as the true answer, because he knew it was within him. And he became one of the most famous and well-known disc jockeys on that radio station, and then became a public motivational speaker, one of the top motivational speakers in the world today, and has been for many, many years, because he believed it was in him and he took action. And because he never quit and never took no for an answer, he got the break he needed. And he didn't have any experience. He just took action. So, and one of the things he said was, it's better to be prepared for an opportunity and never get that opportunity than not be prepared and the opportunity come along. And this is the power of what it is getting yourself ready, doing what you need to do, and getting out there and taking action and being ready and prepared for it. Because many people, when the opportunity comes along, they're truly not ready. They're truly not ready to move forward, especially if it's in something they really want to do. And this is the power of it. I know that I work on myself every single day, and I have done for the last 6 years, when personal growth became something I was introduced to, and I loved it and couldn't get enough of it. And in all fairness, it kept me in this physical world, because without that personal growth, I believe 100% I'd have taken my life when I went through my journey of depression and suicide and stuff. So personal growth literally saved me, and it helped me become better. It helped me think better. It helped me act better. It helped me speak better. And now I'm in a position where I actually get paid to talk. Now, I remember listening to Les Brown and him saying about watching somebody and this guy getting paid $5,000 for the hour to go and speak. And Les Brown was blown away and said, I could do that. And he went and did it. And I heard that and went, well, I've been given a voice. Why can't I go and do that? And that's literally how the seed was planted, and I took action. And my passion has always been communicating and sharing things with people and sharing what I know and giving a lot of education and value for free. And I just took massive amounts of action. I haven't gone to a speaker training course. I haven't done anything like that. When people say to me, oh, you must have done speaker training. No. And it's not that I'm knocking that and I don't believe I need to do that. It's just that it's within me. It's my passion. It's what I love to do. Could I do it better? Potentially. However, so many people have said to me, when you speak, it's 100% raw and authentic, and you can tell it's from the heart. Now, if I went and did a speaker training course, would I use certain tactics that would manipulate the way that I speak and affect it? Potentially. And I'm not prepared to lose that true value and message of me. And this really comes back to, what am I waiting for? What are you waiting for? Whatever you love to do, don't go and make an excuse. Don't put a barrier. Yeah, well, it's all right for you. Or yeah, but I've got this going on. The second you say, but, you diminish your greatness. You just say, you're basically saying, I am not worthy of going here and experience a better life. I am not worthy of empowering others on my journey. Get but out of your dictionary. Action. I'm ready. I'm going to do this. I am worthy. I am successful. I am here for a reason. Empower yourself, because there's only you who can truly do this. I believe in you. Others around you will believe in you. And if there's people around you who don't believe in you, Get rid of them along with but. Let them go, because they are not helping your growth, and they are limiting it because of their own lack of self-belief in themselves that they couldn't go and do it. So they'll put you down to keep you down there. So what are you waiting for? Take action, because the more information you get in, what ends up happening is that it's going to weigh you down if you're not taking action, because what you don't need, when you're taking action, will literally go. But when you've got all this information coming in and it's literally like a lead weight, and it's going to create that paralysis, the paralysis by analysis, you're then going to put the barrier up in front of you. I'm then going to say, what are you waiting for? And you're going to go, Martin, I can't move. It's just so heavy. And this wall, I can't get over this wall. Well, guess what changes that? Motion. Motion changes the emotion of us feeling like we can't move forward. I know this when I used to be doing phone calls. I'd look at the phone and I'd be freaking out. Oh, crikey, I don't want to make this call. Dial, pressed it. Facebook Live's a really good one. I work with a lot of people who are challenged by Facebook Live. Literally go, bang, press that blue button, and off you go talking. And I guarantee you, once you've done it, you've broken through that barrier and you're flying, and you're not afraid to do it because you've already had that experience. Like everything in life, you weren't born into this world with a clear understanding of how to get over every hurdle that you've ever experienced. Yet everything that you've experienced to this day, you now know how to go back and deal with it. Maybe deal with it better this time. And it was only through action. It was only action that got you over that. Because if you had continued to get that information and not take any action, you would never have understood what the emotion felt like to go and succeed and take action in that area. You would have been stuck with the emotion, can I do this? Because until you action it, there's no result. And this is the part. It's like you can go and do all the studies that you want to pass an exam, but until you walk into that exam room or log onto the computer and complete the exam, whatever it may be, till you've taken the action, there's no result. And the result is what helps you move forward on your journey. Motion changes emotion. So let's just touch base with all of the comments. Wow, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for all your comments. Remember, if you jumped on live, comment live. If you are watching this as a replay, comment replay. There's been a lot of gold that's been shared today via all the comments, especially by myself. And I have quite a few qualifications. So same old story, experience, who will give it to me? It's crazy, isn't it, Rachel? So frustrating. And it is. It's frustrating for those people who've put that time and effort in, paid all that money, done the courses, given up the time to go and achieve these qualifications for somebody, a boss, an employer, to turn around and say, sorry, I want somebody with experience. Another hurdle that's put in your place. But at the same time, I'm a great believer of these barriers are put in there for a reason. It might be that we need to push harder, or it might be to change the course that we're on because we're not actually aligning ourselves with what truly lights us up. You know, I was speaking to somebody who loves doing a job, I think doing a job in admin, and loves horses. And I was like, why don't you go and get a job in horses? Oh, I've never really thought about that. All she ever thought about was actually riding the horses and getting to spend time, but she wasn't spending much time with the horses because she was always working. And it's like, well, why don't you go and find a job that you can be around horses that will light you up every day so you're not actually working? It's like, I didn't even think about that. I was like, even if you're just cleaning up the stables, it's those little things that it's not the money value, because money's just an energy. It's actually the joy that we feel that we're actually living and enjoying what we came here to do and doing what we're truly aligned with. So being around horses for her every day is a gift. And sometimes we can't see wood for trees, and somebody on the outside, that's why we have coaches. And like if you imagine soccer, you know, when you're playing, I used to play soccer, when you're on the pitch, you see it completely different to the coach. You see the coach sees it completely different to the people in the crowd. The person sat on the TV, in the couch watching it on TV sees it completely different again. So, you know, it's incredible how we all have different visions of the same thing. And sometimes it's the person on the outside that can bring it all together to help the person on the inside take the right action that empowers them on a daily basis. So you can do it too. I know I'm very capable of doing these job roles, but every job I went for was turned down every time because I don't have the physical experience. Hey, Jody, great to have you on. 100% authentic. No buts. I am ready. I am worthy. Cool. Let them go. Buts. I'm glad there's no emoji with the bum out, because I'm sure there'd be butts of going across my screen. Sue, great to have you on. Motion creates vibration. Vibration creates momentum. Beautiful, Bella. Thank you for sharing. Facebook Lives. Yeah, I was having a chat with Beth earlier on. She was saying about she's been doing more Facebook Lives and getting into it. So good to see. Hey, Beck, lovely to have you on board with us. Law of Attraction happened today, just for your information. Amen. live. I found new couch today. Peaches. Oh, I suppose the peaches will do as a but. So we've come to the end of the 30 minutes. As always, we love to share some topics. So if there's anything you wish to have covered, every Tuesday we post it onto our page. You can on Lifestyle by Laptop. If you've not liked the Lifestyle by Laptop page, please like it. Connect with us. You'll find out all the information that when we go live. There's going to be a lot of value coming towards the end of the year, and especially into 2019. We've got a live event coming up, which is really going to be powerful. Very, very excited about. Like the page, interact on a Tuesday. You have the opportunity to just comment on there. When we ask people, what's holding you back? Give us some different topics. We love to communicate around there. There's going to be a few other people stepping forward as well to give you their side, their opinion. And remember that this is truly an authentic response to any challenges, any hurdles people face from our own experiences. We're just giving it you from our experiences via everything we've learned along the journey. You know, we've spent thousands and thousands of dollars on ourselves, more importantly, thousands of hours on what's going on in here and implementing it on a daily basis so that we are becoming stronger. And we know that we've been given these blessings of the education and the action to take to be able to share our experiences with yourself, to help you grow, to help you move forward. If this has all resonated with you, or you know anybody who could benefit from this, encourage them to share this live with people, encourage them to check it out, tag them in the post, because together we all have the ability to empower each other. The gift of social media, especially Facebook Lives, is to encourage other people to check these things out. Encourage that personal growth across the whole board, because we are connected beings. We are all connected for a reason. The people that are in your life are there for a reason, to help you learn lessons, to help you teach them, to help us move forward together. So thank you all for your time. I'm experienced and overqualified, but it's not fulfilling me anymore. So I'm choosing my new adventure. Exactly, Beck. You know, I've got, I'm highly skilled carpenter and builder. You know, I don't use any of those skills anymore. I'm skilled in nutrition and movement. I don't use those skills anymore, because they don't serve me anymore. They don't fill my cup like they used to, but more important, of what I came here to truly do. So it's not a case of it was wasted time. It helped me get to the place where I got to and clearly understand where I wanted to go. So it's never wasted time. It's fantastic that you've chosen to accept it and go, do you know what? I'm choosing my new adventure here and I'm going to move forward. And this is why, in a way, what's so good about Lifestyle by Laptop as well is that, especially today, and please understand today, the world is moving so quick. Technology is evolving so fast. We've seen artificial intelligence taking over people's jobs. And this is why there's such a big push in the online space for people to earn an income on the side and build something on the side. Those people who are proactive, those people who are taking action and are looking at something, what they call a side hustle, but something on the side to build, to help them generate an income, maybe not right now, but certainly in the future, to not worry about this point, because this might not always be here. So the power of creating something now, implementing something now, treat it as an apprenticeship, treat it as your opportunity to step into something that actually is going to give you a level of freedom and success that may be of more benefit to what your job is not giving you right now. Because you can only look at the way what's happened in the past and go, I know when I stepped into the online space, I looked back and went, wow, I've been working since I was 13 years of age. And that was 20 years of working. And I hadn't got into a position where I believed I would be at this time in my life. I'm not disrespectful for anything that happened. However, I realized that if I wanted to achieve better results, if I wanted to experience a better life, and when I'm blessed to have a family, give them the best life ever, then I needed to make better decisions. And that's why I started with something on the side whilst I was focusing on what I was currently doing. And it slowly eventuated into this, stepped forward and took control But it was only because I got the barriers out the way. I took action. I didn't wait for anything. And I didn't allow any level of emotion to stop me from moving forward in a negative level of emotion. Emotion to drive forward, to achieve those things, to feel that abundance, to step into where I wanted to be. That's what propelled me forward. And you have exactly the same potential and opportunity if you are willing to take action, if you are willing to let go of everything that's holding you back, that's paralyzing you, that's actually all those negative self-talk and those people around you. And that word "but," letting go of it, throwing it over the shoulder and go, guess what? You are in the past. It's what I do right now in this moment, what I implement on a daily basis. And remember, the person who gets to the finish line is the person that keeps moving forward. There's a tremendous race on I think it was an Olympics, where a guy fell over and I think he tore his hamstring, and his dad runs on and helps him all the way to the end of the finish line and then lets go of his son, and his son literally crawls over the line. Like, it's an incredible motivational video to watch, but it's a clear example of somebody working and working and working hard on their time, all built up to that one moment, and then everything went wrong for him. However, he never gave up and he got across the line. And you know what? I bet you, I don't even know who won that race, but I bet you what was most remembered was the fact that he never gave up on his dream of being in the Olympics and crossing that finish line. And I'm talking about it now, and I didn't even watch that Olympics, because it empowers people on it every day to believe in themselves and to take action in what they wish to achieve. So no hurdles indeed, Beck. Anyway, the Jamaican guy, I believe he was. So I'm going to love you and leave you all. Thank you once again for your time. Remember, every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Perth time, plus 8 hours GMT time. Yeah, we go live and we share more. So any topics you want to know on a Tuesday, post them on the post that goes out there. And yeah, look forward to speaking to you again soon. As always, peace, love, and happiness. Bye for now.